Regression testing is always done to verify that any modified code does not change or break any of the current functionality of the product and that it complies with the system requirements. Regression testing is achieved after the bug is fixed and is used for determining whether a fixed defect is affecting the remaining functionality of the application. Usually a bug fix module is tested through regression testing. During regression testing, the tester always checks the entire system to determine if the fixed bug caused any adverse effects to the existing system. These are the most common two strategies in regression testing: run all the tests, or run a subset of tests based on a test case prioritization technique.
There are many pros and cons that are associated with regression testing. Let's first talk about the pros. The first is that it takes less time to test more cases. Testing takes the considerable efforts and time to cover entire software. However, regression testing executes the selected scenarios and ensures functionalities work smoothly. The second pro is that it finds bugs earlier in the development process. Regression testing lets a firm know which bug is causing problems to applications following the software changes. The third pro is that it increases efficiency and cost effectiveness. Automation of regression testing cases allows the firm to keep the cost low by minimizing the team and involvement of human interaction. The last pro that is associated with regression testing is that it's easy to update software. Uh, Regression testing helps to test the technology and keep it up to date. Also, it allows long-lasting and effective solutions to keep the software to a proper usage. There are three main cons that are associated with regression testing. The first is unpredictable performance. Regression testing techniques sometimes save time and money, but they also sometimes take all the original test cases and continually use them over and over again. This makes developers using regression techniques most of the time worse off because it takes more time and more money to use. The second con is that it can sometimes use incorrect assumptions of time. Testing time is often limited. Using regression techniques do not consider such constraints and therefore can do select more test cases that can be run. The last con is that there is an inappropriate evaluation model. Regression techniques try to maximize average regression testing performance rather than optimize aggregate performance over many testing sessions. However, companies that test frequently might accept less effective but cheaper individual testing, which can really mess up the testing of the product.
Regression testing is best used whenever you make changes to your code to check that those changes don't cause any adverse effects to your running program. Whenever you want to make sure that bugs are not introduced later, you should make a test case that checks that no new bugs were introduced after each build. Whenever a bug is found, it is considered good coding practice to write a test case that exposes the bug and then run it after each build to make sure it doesn't show up again. Regression testing can be difficult to do when you are testing a database, as regression testing tools are not properly equipped to handle database applications. Regression testing can be tricky or unreliable when using third-party testing components, as any changes in the third-party components can introduce system difficulties.